Breaking news for the second day in a row. West Ham are close to completing a move for Ibrahim Osman, being linked to him for a week or two now. But I'll give you the update, which is from Fabrizio Romano. He has tweeted this morning, West Ham and Nordsjaelland are now close to reaching an agreement for 2004-born winger Ibrahim Osman. Negotiations are advancing fast, around 18 million euros. New round of talks scheduled today and tomorrow to get it done between all parties. First called, and he tags ex-West Ham employee. So there you go, Gonzo. There's your update today. It sounds like Ibrahim Osman will be our second major signing of the January transfer window.
Yeah, I mean, I don't wish to douse the fire of excitement. Far from it. I think you should be excited when any player comes in. But there's a couple of things I want to say. I think, firstly, the Norwegian league is a very low standard, and I don't say Norway's my favourite country in the world. I went there last year. I'm going there this year. I love Norway. I love Norway to bits. Let me just say that. I don't want to upset any Norwegian.
This is the weirdest disclaimer I've ever.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
I've got nothing against Norway, but
no, I love fields. However, the standard of football is low. So this kid is tearing it up in Norway. And but it seems like a lot of money from a Norwegian club. All right, a Premier League to Premier League transfer, it's not a lot of money. But 18 million quid or whatever it might be,
15 million quid.
Okay, it's a lot. You normally go and pick these players up for 2 or 3 million. That's generally how it goes with a lot of this stuff. So I think that's the first thing. Not that it bothers me. I'm pleased with spending money. I just wanted to put it out there. The other thing is, as good as he looks, I do think that the comparisons with Kudus are because he's his compatriot. They're because they come from the same nation and they came through the same boys' club in Ghana, I believe. To see it, to see him sort of heralded as the next Kudus is going to be really difficult, because I think there's two things that really have allowed Kudus to thrive in the Premier League, and I think the first one is his strength. So he can hold off numerous players around him, and you know how many times we've seen him getting back and helping out Soufal. He's like a bull. He really has got the strength of a bull. The other thing is he's ridiculously powerful and accurate shot. So this is not what this player is. However, I just wanted to say that first. That's fine for me. He doesn't have to be as good as Kudus. Do you know what he has to be? He has to be better than Said Benrahma.
Yeah, I completely agree. I get your reservations as well. I mean, I will defend the transfer fee, because this is the type of signing I want. This is the type of signing I've been excited for when Steidten arrived. Oh, here we go. This is what we're after here. Listen, I've never heard of him. I've never heard of him whatsoever. Ex-West Ham employee mentioned him a couple of weeks ago when I did a video with Ex-West Ham employee. He said, this is our number one target, and I will repeat it for the last time. That is a rare thing for an in the know or a journalist to nail the colours to the mast. It doesn't happen very often. It's usually interested in, monitoring. Those phrases get used where you go, I never said we wanted them. I said it's possible. But to come and say that is our number one target, I think that gave me hope. Now I say hope as in I was hopeful the transfer would occur, but it's difficult to get excited about the player because I've never heard of him and I've never seen him. I've seen highlights. I've tried to avoid them. It's almost impossible sometimes. People send you stuff and that. So I've seen bits of him and he looks good, but I'm not basing my excitement on that whatsoever. I'm basing my excitement on more the profile of the transfer, which is West Ham are targeting a young player that they think is going to go on and become one of the best players in European football, and we're going and getting him, and it's expensive for what it is, but if it works, it's cheap. And this is the type of transfer I've been crying out for at West Ham, and we're finally doing it now, and that's what I'm excited about. And this, when you add in the combination of this and Calvin Phillips, I get even more excited because I think it's a healthy balance between experience and young player, between spending money and perhaps not spending money, from manager and Steidten. I think everything so far out of these two, when you combine them, I am really happy with the transfer so far. There might be one more. We'll have to wait and see. But even if there wasn't, I would argue it's been a reasonably successful transfer window. We don't know what this guy's going to do. but given the limited numbers in the squad, and he's going into the first team, we're not signing him for the under-21s. We're signing him for the senior squad. Now, X, I know people will maybe not be keen to believe this part, but given that X broke the story and has covered the story, and it looks like it's true, even Fabrizio Romano's credited him. So if we accept that what X said that we want the player is true, then I think it's hard to dismiss what else X said.
He's earned a bit of credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But X also said that Steidten, Noble, and Moyes want this player. That all three of them want him. It's not just Steidten, it's not just Noble, all three of them want him. And that gives me hope that Moyes will play. Do I think he's going to go and start and let him know? I'll be surprised if he starts a game this season. I will be. But if, like you said, is he better than Benrahma? Can he come off the bench for 15, 20 minutes every game? That's an improvement, because there's a possibility that when everyone's fit, that let's say Calvin Phillips goes in, the bench will have Souček, Antonio, Osman. Suddenly, we've got a decent bench here, and we've got options for David Moyes. And I'm really excited about the transfer, not the player, but the transfer, Gonzo.
Yeah, I match your excitement. I really, really do. I was a little bit cautious. Just it was more the fact, he's going to be as good. I'm not everyone. I don't want to say everyone, but the 4 or 5 comments stand out amongst the rest, don't they? Sometimes they're the more sensational comments that stand out. So he's as good as Kudus. No. And I think it's unfair to. Sorry, mate. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, I think Steidten might say he's going to be as good as Kudus. I'd imagine our technical director would argue.
No, and I don't mind going to be as good, but I mean, right now, there are certain skill sets that have allowed a Kudus to be dropped into the Premier League and thrive. In many respects, Moyes was too cautious with him. There's a guy that is perfectly capable of playing in pretty much any league. So that was my caution. I think my other bit of caution was, will Moyes play him? Because I think we have signed these type of players before, but not for this fee, and they don't get a look in. So it might be Haksabanovic. Was that his name?
Yeah, Haksabanovic. He's now at Stoke City. Went to Celtic.
He was at 3.6 million. He was from Scandinavia. We signed the guy Alvarez. I think he was from Silkeborg. I love that name. He was Danish and Brazilian defender from Silkeborg. Really good. Apparently, we brought him over. So we do have the capacity to bring these young up. Luciao is a great example again from Brazil there. But every time they come over, I know maybe they don't do anything, but you don't ever feel that they get a chance. And by the way, I've seen Luciao up close, and I don't want him to get a chance. I'm not saying that. Sorry, it sounds a bit mean, but he doesn't look ready for the first team or anything close to it, or Premier League football even. So I think my main concern with this is David Moyes going to play him. I think if he is, and not starting, I'm happy with it. Someone that David Moyes uses from the bench. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And if we can do that, I'm also very, very happy with this. And alongside the Phillips one, I asked, there's one question. Okay, so the individual player, I asked one question. Is he better than Saïd Benrahma? Okay, if that's a yes, then that's good. But in terms of the transfer window itself, and I want to make this point, we are in 6th position. Do we come out of this transfer window with a stronger squad and team than when we went in it? I would argue if we do this, it's yes to both, team and squad. And if we're stronger and better, and we're already in 6th, I think there is reason to be excited. I don't want my excitement quelled. I don't want to be told not to get carried away or anything like that. I think it's good. I think it's really, really good. So yeah, mate, like yourself, I'm really happy. I couldn't resist. I have looked at the clips, but you say they're impossible to avoid. It's on social media. Then people tag you and stuff as well, and then it gets shared on WhatsApp as well. So people even will download the clip and they'll share it as a WhatsApp video. You cannot avoid it, and I can't help myself. Oh, hello, I'm gonna have a little look at this, yeah, and watching him running down that left wing and cutting against the byline and cutting the ball back. He looks more. He's got all the tricks that Benrahma's got. But Benrahma's lost his confidence, so we don't see the tricks anymore. What he seems to be able to do is he will try and play that final ball more quickly. So from what I've seen, and it is just some clips of some league games in the Norwegian league, I don't feel that he's going to slow up our counter-attack, which is what Benrahma does.
I'll expand on that in a second. Before we do, I just want to point in the direction of our store. We've got a big sale at the minute. Every part of our Conference League merchandise is on sale. There's a discount. You do not need any codes. It's already reduced in price. And also, these player rating books are free. No catches, no code. Just go get one. Limited to 2 per customer. A couple of people have ordered 3. We'll let that one go. But just don't order 10, is what I'm saying. But the player rating books are free. You just need to pay for the postage and packaging. But everything's reduced. There's a big sale on at the minute. Links in description and the pin comments as well. If you fancy anything, go get it. Some t-shirts are £1. It's got Skamaka on it. It's got the Rice on it. But it's £1. It's £1 for a t-shirt. It's good quality t-shirt as well. Just the design is not so.
Have you got the 2024 Conference League Champions t-shirt? Isn't there?
They're £3.
They're my favourite. That's my favourite ever Hammers Chat t-shirt.
It's almost like a little bit of Hammers Chat memorabilia.
It is the best misprint you'll ever see.
Also incorrect one as well. There was a point where it could have happened, but
yes.
Not to be. Look, watch us qualify for the Conference League next year and win it. So we'll win it 2 seasons out of 3, and the one we haven't won it is Hammers.
That's why you got a t-shirt, yeah.
Anyway, regarding Osman, what I was going to say is Tim Steidten is a very data-driven person. Tim Steidten likes numbers, he likes data, and what he has access to in regards to Osman is stuff we don't have access to. The underlying statistics, we don't have it. The Joe public does not have it. Steidten's got it. Steidten will have been alerted to this guy. I know there's an obvious link because of Kudus and like Gonzo said. I mean, just in case people don't know who he is, he's just turned 19 years old, predominantly a left winger, right-footed. He came from the same academy that Gonzo was speaking about there, which was, forgive me, the Right to Dream Academy. That's where he's come from, gone over to Norway, and he's done okay. You know, I think you use the phrase ripped it up or tore it up or something. Statistically, he hasn't done that. His stats are quite underwhelming, if anything. In all competitions this season, 5 assists, 4 goals in 29 games. It's hardly anything that's going to blow you away. He's played Conference League football this season against Fenerbahce, Ludogorets, Sparta. In the qualifiers, they played FCSB, who we obviously beat 6-1 in aggregate last season in the same competition, Partizan. So he's had some good competitions in European football. But this is where, how often have we sat here saying you only get one chance to buy these? Because this player is also linked to Brentford and Brighton, the 2 other clubs that are really data heavy in the Premier League. They've also identified him. So there's obviously a lot of numbers that are saying this is the player that you go get. And Brighton don't mind spending big bucks on players that won't be ready for the first team. You know, and Cisco, and this is all in euros, and Cisco was 11.5 million, Igor 16.5. Verbergen was 20, Baleba was 27 million. You know, and Wepu, who did get in eventually and obviously had to retire due to, you know, sad reasons, was 23 million euros. Sima, who we went after but didn't get, 8 million euros. You know, Matoma was 3 million, that was cheap. But Modder, who hasn't worked out for them, with 11 million euros. So Brighton don't mind paying big fees, because the thing is, Osman will have really low wages.
Absolutely.
So the transfer package will be pretty cheap in that regards, because his wages will be so small it offsets that major transfer fee. So I think this is a really good sign. I'm really excited by it. And in regards to Moyes, listen, I've always said I think Moyes not playing new players is a myth. I stand by that. I think, you know, Soufal, Soucek, Bowen, Paqueta, there's loads of players we've signed and they've gone straight into the starting 11. I know people come back and say, what about Kudus? Well, we had European football. He was still playing for us, just not in the Premier League. And in that time, we were winning in the Premier League. So it was difficult to put him in. But as soon as we stopped winning, Kudus went in and stayed in. But this guy, listen, Moyes ain't going to play him from the start. We know that. This is going to be a really, I'd imagine Phillips, his 3rd game here will be Arsenal. Phillips will have started a game by then, right? So we've got Bournemouth, Man U, Arsenal. By Arsenal, Phillips will have started at least 1 game. That might be his first start, but Phillips will start. There's a good chance we've signed Osman and he's not even come off the bench. Yeah, after 3 games, he's still not even come off the bench.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that, truth be told. As long as he's playing under 21s football, whilst he's not playing for the... I don't want him doing what Mbama's doing, which is sitting playing no football at all.
Yeah.
Getting ready, and hopefully next season or the season after that, we see the best of him, because again, that's something else Brighton do well. Brighton don't just buy young players; they develop their young players really well. that's the next stage. Can we develop him so he's ready for the first team? That's the big question. I've not seen any evidence yet.
No.
Mubama, Marshall, we're struggling. That bridge between the under-21s and the first team, it's not there at West Ham yet. It's not there. That's the thing. Can we do it? Can we now bridge the gap?
Yeah, I do wonder if might be a little bit of under-21 football for him, even though I agree he's not been signed for that, just to get because there's no reserve football, as we've discussed previously. Might be a way to get his fitness up, but he's not coming to us unfit. I think just finally, probably the one frustration I might have with it all is I'm not looking at either the Phillips transfer or the Osman transfer and seeing why they have to be done at the end of January. And I think there's no reason why these deals couldn't have been done at the start of January before City went to Abu Dhabi. Both of these deals could have got done, and we would still be in the FA Cup, I'm thinking, actually. So I think those are just the little bits of frustration with it. We do tend to leave it a little bit late. I just wish we get your business done early, and we'd still be in all competitions. And as a byproduct of that, you'd probably see there were some more games for Osman to play in.
Yeah, I can't completely. I get your point. I that's an opinion. I don't disagree strongly enough to sit here and debate it with you. I'm a bit more. It's what the squad looks like at the end of January that concerns me. If we get them done now or then, I'm okay with it. I think January is a tricky month to do business in, and if we can bring in a major signing in Phillips and in a major signing but a different way in regards to one for the future and Osman, not many clubs will do two bits of big business in January. Not many. So I think we'll be doing well in that regards. Anything else you'd like to add, Gonzo, before we disappear?
No. I mean, yeah, just I am excited about it. I am. I'm looking forward to it. I'm proportionately, I'm sort of, this excited about Osman and that excited about Phillips. Let's just get that right. But we've needed a left winger. I've been saying it for a long, long time. So I'm not going to change my tune now. I felt that we've needed a left winger for quite some time. I would hope that Cornet was it. Turned out he wasn't. I know Fornals isn't it.
He might be. I think Cornet might be, because if we accept Osman's not going to go straight in, it would suggest that the minutes will be there for Cornet.
That would be nice. But what I do know that would be great. I'm happy with it still to be there. But it's sort of up to now, it hasn't happened. What I do know is it's not Pablo Fornals and it's not Said Benrahma. So if it actually turns out that those two no longer get played on the left wing, I fully expect Paquetá to play on the left, and the composition of the team, I think, is pretty obvious now with Souček being dropped out of it. Then if our backup left wingers, if they are now Osman and Cornet, I'm happy with that, because I do think that is an improvement over Benrahma and Fornals, just because Benrahma is a shadow himself. Everyone needs Benrahma to move, including himself.
Yeah, I'm hoping this transfer, the domino effect is Benrahma can go now. He's unavailable for the next couple of games anyway, so I'd like to see this transfer trigger that loan move for him to go to France, and it possibly gives us a little bit of wiggle room that if we want to do another bit of business, we can. Premier League squad registration, it's fine. Europa League squad registration is slightly trickier, because Osman has to be registered if we want to play him, because he's not been at West Ham for 3 years, so he doesn't qualify. Premier League, he qualifies as an under 21. Europa League, he doesn't, because he's not been at West Ham long enough, so we have to register him. So effectively, as the squad stands for Europa League, Keder's out, Phillips is in, no one's coming out, so there's no space for Osman. So Benrahma goes, Osman goes in, but that's it. That's the squad. There's no more wiggle room unless someone else leaves. So
or they unregister someone, because they have to submit a second registration list, don't they? So they might just not.
Who are you going to unregister?
Well, Benrahma or Cornet. And just not
register. But if Benrahma's unregistered, Osman can go in.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so we don't necessarily have to sell him. We might well find that Moyes just doesn't register one of these players. Yeah, I know.
That's one way of
awkward emoji face. Yeah, but
that's one way of just paying Benrahma for the rest of the season to do nothing and making his transfer value nothing in the summer. But a difficult one. Administration problems for David Moyes. Anyway, there you go. According to Fabrizio Romano, an ex-West Ham employee, Ibrahim Osman is nearly a West Ham player. Talks are advancing at a rapid pace. It advanced quick for Phillips, and it's advancing really quickly. I thought Steidten was at the Asian Cup. I don't think he's there all of a sudden. I've got a feeling Steidten is not at the Asian Cup. I think the club have played a blinder leaking out. Well, no, yeah, our technical director.
Right.
He's over the Asian Cup, and he's in Norway. He's chilling in Norway getting his done.
He is. Good place to chill. Just remember that.
Yeah, Gonzo's a big fan of Norway, even though he thinks the Norwegian league's crap.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, please do drop a like on it. Scouting Thomas Chat. If you fancy checking out our sale, links in the description and the pin comments. Myself and Gonzo. Catch you in a bit.